Back on the Coaches Show, and we're brought to you by Sir Pizza. Their 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouth-watering pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, wings, you name it. They've got it at Sir Pizza, sirpizzatn.com, where you can order online Murfreesboro's favorite pizza. One of our favorite interviews. Siegel's Matt Rigsby is joining us this morning. Good morning, Coach.
Morning, Brian. If only you truly meant that, that would have made my Valentine's Day.
I do mean it. Anytime I see you, I want to say hello, and it's always good times. We've had some good times at Siegel. I had somebody ask me, and it's just the way it works out. I'm not sure that we maybe did one home game at Siegel last year, and this year we've been there like 4 or 5 times, I think. But it's just the matchups and who you're playing. We were there last night again. A little longer than maybe we wanted to be, but
you know y'all are welcome anytime.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean when it's about 10:40, 10:50-ish, I still want to see you and John. Let's just be honest.
that would be a fair comment. But
For those listening, that's a joke on how endless both basketball games were last night for the boys and the girls games last night versus Riverdale.
it was a 2-hour girls game, and you know, senior night, that's all fine and good, but then that was part of it as well. And so the boys game, I don't think tipped until a little after 8:15.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the admins and who in charge of senior night done a pretty good job.
I did too.
It got over quicker than I expected. And again, speaking of senior night, Delvion Ewing, R.J. Biggers, Damon Goring got to be recognized, of course. And many other athletes from Siegel. So glad to get that out of the way, and glad to honor our seniors, of course.
Yeah, it was quite the interesting game last night with Riverdale, but I thought your guys with, you know, maybe not every cylinder in the arsenal, if you will, pulled out a gutsy double overtime win over Riverdale, and you had to play from behind much of the game, and it was you should feel pretty proud. I'm sure you are of your guys.
Oh, 100%, for sure on that. And anytime you can get a double overtime win, it shows that you've got some grit about you, and some compete about you. Anytime you can make it to second overtime, credit Riverdale. It shows you've got some grit and some compete about you. So that works both ways. Obviously the storyline going in was no Kel Martin out with an injury. So you're down your quote unquote, well, by statistics, your leading scorer. Also got popped up. Malachi Suttles was out with an injury that morning. Who could be considered our 6th man, maybe second kid off the bench, depending on situation scenarios. So yeah, we were behind the 8 ball. Threw a couple kids out there who had never seen varsity minutes, 2 sophomores, Xavier King, Ace of Shelton. Proud of them. They held their water, as an old-timer's saying there. And I was proud of those guys, and we needed minutes out of those guys.
Yeah, well, McCoy last night, 5 of 6 in the second overtime from the free throw line. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jordan come up big. And, one of the plays of the game was I think we force a missed shot, and the ball just falls because we're not a elite rebounding basketball team. It hits the floor right under Riverdale's basket, and Jordan Weddle falls on it. And we call a timeout, which you're probably angry about because now you've got to stay an extra 60 seconds when you've been there long enough. But, little plays like that are, what we call winning plays. So, credit Jordan the minutes he got, too. He had a fantastic game last night.
There was, just a ton of things. I mean, if you just look at it from what both teams had to go through, but there were some times of adversity when things didn't go your way, a call didn't go your way, and things like that. And this is what makes a battle-tested team. I mean, it's good to be on the winning side of one for you, I'm sure, but it's also good to maybe have a game like this to see what it's like to try to gut one out in a tournament.
I'll dance around it. I think you're trying to lead me to it. I was extremely proud, now that I think about it, how well our guys kept their composure last night, because some things didn't go our way. I'll go so far to say, a bad whistle here and there, and Of course, Coach Voss could say the same thing. Coach Weekly, Coach Bug could, we can all say the same thing. And but I was extremely proud of our guys' composure. They probably held their composure better than I did in some key moments, if I want to be honest about it. But, again, we're out with a couple injuries. We're throwing guys out there with little to no varsity experience, and here comes some more adversity. When we have Mark Forrest, number one for us, who played extremely well last night, he fouls out. Omar, who probably had about 25 points last night, played extremely well. He fouls out. So, again, more adversity, but that's life. That's high school basketball. It's going to happen somewhere or another.
Yeah. But you're always looking for these things, especially now that we're going into tournament play. You knew whatever happened in last night's game, you're going to continue on. But you may find yourself coming up here, in a week or two or whatever it might be, in a place where for your season to continue. Now, you had a lot to play for last night, too. I mean,
100%.
Being a 3 seed in the tournament and all. But it was just a very interesting night. After 30-something years of doing high school basketball, it's hard to find things that you've never seen before. But there were.
Well, for those listening, Brian just told me, and I had no idea. Of course, I've not seen the stats yet this morning. Between the girls and boys games last night at Siegel High School versus Riverdale, I'll let Brian say it. How many free throws were shot?
97.
Goodness gracious.
I was kind of hoping you'd go into a third overtime so we could go over 100, but I'm just kidding.
No, I know you're kidding. You do not want that at all.
I'm very much kidding, but you did have to have some guys step up, and I've really enjoyed seeing Omar play this year, and he was your leading scorer, had 25 in the game. But Damon Goring has really taken this team, I think, and he leads them to where they need to go, gets them to where they want to be. He's very calm. I really like he's grown up a lot, I'll say.
Well, and kind of you to say, I agree. To be honest, last week, couple weeks, maybe week and a half, whatever, it all runs together by this point. He kind of gotten over his skis a little bit, started rushing things offensively, and we had to wheel him back in, reel him back in, and Damon, for us to be successful, we need you to be successful. That doesn't mean play perfect, of course, but you're the senior leader. You are the one, the point guard. Again, we've talked about it. Extension of the coach on the floor, and so everything's going to go through you. And last night, I think he had a better understanding of that, and you know what? His team was successful for it. Of course, he hits that big bucket at the buzzer. Was that to force second overtime, or was that to force the first one? I think it was
force the first overtime, yeah.
It's all a blur at this point.
Yeah, it was 47-45, and I think that tied it at 47 going into the first overtime.
And but credit Damon, and what a cool memory, for your senior night, for him. So I was thankful for that, of course.
Well, that's in some of the interviews this morning. Of course, there have been lots of senior nights and things like that, and memorable times, and these are memories that these guys are making, and these are also guys that they're playing with that are also going to be best men in weddings and all that kind of stuff. You just see it all the time, and that's what high school basketball and high school sports is all about there. But let's talk about the season as a whole. I think it's been a very competitive year. A lot of people have been trying to get at Rockvale in the district, but and that happened this last week. To me, this district tournament in boys that's coming up is going to be just kind of like a roll of the dice, maybe.
I agree with that, and I think there's been some separation in how it's played out, but I still think there's a tier 1A and then there's a tier 1B. We're in the 1B status. Let me be point blank honest about that. All right. Again, if you look at it as a whole, you've got, stats are stats, facts are facts, records are records. You look at what Rockville has done. You look at what Blackman has done. Look at how hot Oakland is right now. Stewart's Creek and Smyrna are so talented. It's going to happen for Laverne. Just wait at any moment. It will. All right. So, us and Riverdale have to go toe-to-toe forever last night. It seems like I don't want to leave anybody out. But my whole point here is, yes, of course, it's going to be interesting. And a good team's probably potentially is going to go home and not extend their season as long as they thought they could.
You want to be playing, all the coaches' cliches, playing your best, and all of this here at the end of the season, going into postseason, and nobody's ever exactly where they want to be. But do you feel confident in the way your guys are playing and the effort that you're getting, that you are kind of climbing up that hill at this point?
Short answer is no. Just because we played well, played decently well at Laverne, played well last night, again, under some adverse situations or, things that pop up. But they're going to have to consistently show myself, my coaching staff, each other, that they can consistently put together 4 quarters. Just because you done it last night, 4 quarters of quality, our way basketball, I guess I should say. Just because you done it last night doesn't mean you've the full trust is there.
Mm-hmm.
So once they do that, once I know that, then the yes would be the answer to your question.
You're going to get a lot of experience putting on tournaments. Not that Siegel hasn't, but district tournaments at your place, region tournaments at your place. You always like to strike when that iron is hot and be able to play as many games as you can when you're hosting a tournament, obviously. This district tournament's going to start on the 21st, and that's a week from today. 4-game semifinals. This just seems weird to me just to look. I mean, you're going to play a district tournament in 3 days, but that is what it is, right?
Well, that's a 4-team district. I mean, What do you do? And there's been some talk about scratching a district tournament altogether, getting a couple extra regular season games in there, then start your region tournament. That's somebody smarter than me to figure out. We can have those discussions in the spring, but I mean, there's ways you can go with it. But as of now, this year, that is the format, and that's what we're going with. 4 games on Saturday, and then your girls' championship consolation on Monday, boys' championship consolation on Tuesday.
Well, there was even discussion when the districts came out last year about doing that. I'm sure you all came together and there was a decision made to have district tournaments. But maybe after experiencing it, then that'll give you an idea of whether it's profitable. Has to be one of those things you consider.
It won't be. I can guarantee you that. Yeah. There's a lot of payouts there, and I mean, it takes a lot of people to put these things on. I mean, but
if it's one of those things that cost money, that's another problem too.
That's going to agitate me a little bit. Don't get me wrong, because no one wants that to happen. I will say this: at the end of the day, it's going to be good basketball. I mean, so it will be quality, back and forth basketball. On the girls' side, on the boys' side, it's going to be fun.
Well, I say that to say I hope people will come out and go to a game, pay your admission, buy some popcorn. That's going to help, in all of that. So, district, region, down the road, region tournament doesn't change any though, right?
Correct.
It's still first round, higher seed, and then
that is all set by Tisblay year in, year out, regardless.
Gotcha. All right. Well, appreciate the hospitality. We're gonna see a lot of each other, I think, here coming up soon. So,
well, maybe you can catch one of those. You and John can catch one of those 97 free throw back-to-back games.
The last one we ever do, just to be honest with you.
Well, keep in mind, I'm helping host. That's the later. I got to be there too. So of course I'm joking.
If you're there, we might as well, right? And everybody. But I do appreciate it, Coach Rigsby, and we'll see you soon. Good luck here in the tournament coming up. And like you say, I think it's going to be fun right out of the gate.
We shall see. Thanks, Brian.
That's Coach Matt Rigsby joining us at the Siegel Stars on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Ideas Tees. They'll be happy to help you fulfill all of your imprinted apparel, embroidery, and advertising specialty needs. Find out more at ideastees.com.